Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Top Gang 123 once again, bringing you guys another really sad, horrible video, which is never going to make it big into the ranks of YouTube because I can never compare. Anyway, guys, what is up? Top Gang 123 once again. Today, I am talking to you guys about why Call of Duty World at War was so amazing, and in my opinion, one of the best Call of Duties ever to date. Got this idea because, well, I'll be totally honest, I was scrolling through on YouTube Call of Duty World at War videos, a ton of other people making these videos, and they're not really getting the idea across of why I think it was so popular. And you know what, I thought I'd just put my 2 cents for it. I just decided to jump into the video, so let's get on with it. So a couple of the things that in my opinion made Call of Duty World at War really the best Call of Duty ever. You know, it's kind of, to me, it's hard to decide between Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty World at War. Those are my two favorite, but I think Call of Duty World at War would win that battle in the end because there's so many things in place. First off, it's where Nazi zombies came from. Let's be honest. Most people buy Call of Duty World, or not Call of Duty World at War. Most people buy Call of Duty now, just for the zombies. I mean, if Modern Warfare Remastered didn't come with Infinite Warfare, Infinite Warfare. I wanted to say Infinity Warfare for some reason, but Infinite Warfare. If it didn't come with that, I might have still gotten it just for the zombies. And I know a couple other people who never even played multiplayer and they've just played for the zombies. So zombies is number one. Two, it did not have supply drops. Granted, not a lot of the other Call of Duties had supply drops, but for some reason to me it feels like they just stopped kind of... After Call of Duty World at War, they started coming out with all these special editions of the game and, you know, all these really extra ways to start making money, and then it started getting exploited and, you know, all that. And then the hackers and stuff got involved in Modern Warfare 2 later down the line, and, you know, after Call of Duty World at War, hackers just started filling up Call of Duty servers with people who would D-rank, people who would fly around the map, you know, it's just all that kind of nonsense. And I don't know, that's how I feel about the second thing. But it was still awesome because it was one of the last Call of Duties where that didn't really happen that often. Happened occasionally, but not that often. Third thing, it had so much blood and gore in it. I feel like it was the only Call of Duty that really made blood and gore go absolutely nuts. You know, in my opinion, it had an amazing campaign. It even had an Easter egg towards the Saving Private Ryan movie, where in the very first map, it's for single player, it's Macon. You actually save this guy called Private Ryan, and you even get an achievement called Saving Private Ryan, and I love that movie. Anyone who likes World War II and Call of Duty World at War love that movie. It was one of the, except for Call of Duty 4, it was the only mission where you were ever in a plane. Well, actually, except for Call of Duty 4 and I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Other than those two, it was the only single-player game where you were actually a gunner inside of some type of aircraft. And the only Call of Duty game that I have ever seen where you're in an aircraft shooting down other aircraft, except for Call of Duty World War II. It was the very first Call of Duty game that I can think of where you got to use flamethrowers in multiplayer on other people. Now, some of this stuff might be kind of wrong, but that's just because I'm going off my head here, so I apologize. Just kind of going off in my head on some of this. It had some of the best guns ever. It was one of the very first Call of Duties that had a very good sounding M1 Garand. You could actually put attachments on guns like in Modern Warfare 2. However, in my opinion, for some reason, it just felt more cool. It felt way cooler to have it in World at War. You know, flash hiders and all that kind of stuff. You know, suppressors one thing, you know, the red dot sight's one thing, but having those, like, suppressors in World at War and all these other things, you couldn't really do much with sniper rifles, like, kind of stupid. You actually had to get the scopes for the rifles unlocked and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I loved that so much. I think that was the only Call of Duty game where you actually could drive tanks in multiplayer too. I think that was the only one, I mean, that I can think of where you actually could use a tank in multiplayer to fight other people. So it's pretty lot of cool things that are unique to Call of Duty World at War, you know. Being the very first Nazi zombie games, being the very first game where you got to shoot down other planes, the only Call of Duty game that has ever existed where you're in a tank in multiplayer and tank battles with other players in multiplayer. And let's be honest, it was pretty much until Call of Duty World War II came out, it was the last World War II Call of Duty, which, in my opinion, is what brought a lot of gamers to Call of Duty was World War II games, you know? I mean, all these other games that were coming out like Halo, Grand Theft Auto, you know, Sonic, Hedgehog, all that stuff back in the day. Call of Duty was different, and because there was so much World War II stuff, and let's be honest, America loves World War II. you know. Anyway, guys, that's my opinion. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. And like I said, in the comment section below, tell me if you guys agree with me. I actually didn't say that, but in the comment section below, tell me if you guys agree. What was your favorite thing in Call of Duty World at War? Let me know, and I will see you guys next time. Stay awesome.